Welcome to the Manifesting Latina podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Norma Reyes, a spiritual manifestation coach and your guide to creating simple spiritual routines that bring more calm, peace, and inspiration into your daily life. As a busy, ambitious Latina myself, I learned how to ditch the overwhelm by slowing down and connecting with my inner wisdom. And I want to teach you how to do the same. By listening to this podcast, you'll learn how to expand your mindset, your abundance, and your ability to receive without the burnout. So if you're ready to step into your power, elevate your spiritual practice, and make manifestation a way of life, you're in the right place. So let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome back. I am so excited to get back into the flow of the podcast again. So I am so excited that you are here, whether you are new here or this is your podcast you love to listen to in regards to manifesting, meditations, affirmations, and all of those things. I want to welcome you all. And this episode's just really going to be a catch up. Let you know what I've been doing in these last few months. The last episode was at the beginning of December 2024, and I am releasing this episode in March 2025. So, yeah, so much has happened, as you all know, and I mean in the world, not just in my life, but so many things have happened in between that time. And sometimes when we are working to manifest something big in our lives, it can feel like, why is it not happening now? And I think that has been a repeated lesson for me to continue to trust in the process more, because even though I want to manifest 10K months every month, shit, I want to manifest 100K months every month, but there's growth that needs to happen within me. And so this season is going to be all about how to expand and bring in everything that you are desiring, but also creating the safety and the space to maintain it. Because let's say that I gave you $100,000, or the universe source gave you $100,000 today, and if you cannot handle that money, it's going to be gone faster than you even received it. Like, it's going to be gone, and you're going to be in a place that you don't want to be. That's why there's so many lotto winners that they end up being in a worse state than they were before, because they hadn't grown their capacity. So this season 5, is going to be all about expansion and change and growth and being able to be in that tension, because transitions are tough. They really are. And, we had a big transition with the shift in the political, and I won't go into that, but that is also a shift that we are navigating. But I want us to be able to feel safe in these changes, safe in our own expansion, safe that whatever is going on out there, that we are still able to come back, get centered, and grow and move forward. All right. So let's see what has happened over the last months. In case you missed it, I ran a half marathon in the beginning of December, which I had signed up 3 weeks beforehand. It was not my first one, so I definitely would not recommend that you sign up for a half marathon with 3 weeks time to train. I had trained before. This was probably like my 9th half marathon, and there was just some events that happened. You can go listen to one of the older episodes to kind of hear a little bit there, but it really, really, really reminded me that when you set the foundation, when you've done the work, that you can shift, right? You can shift quickly once you have prepared yourself and are in alignment with it. So, Baby Gage, which you guys have not heard in a while, if you listen to season 4, you can hear Baby Gage in the background. He has turned 1 years old. He's getting so big, and I am coming to an end in my pumping journey. Baby Gage has been in daycare since last July 2024, and I would say this is the first time that I'm just so ready and done with pumping. And I love breastfeeding, and we will continue to breastfeed and have evening feeds and breastfeeding on demand. But I will not be pumping soon, and it just cannot come soon enough. I actually haven't shared too much about like my postpartum journey physically. I am actually really, really proud of myself compared to when I had my first son. Not that I wasn't proud of myself, but proud of myself in how I was much more gentle to my body, to myself, and giving myself way more grace because media, people, everyone has a comment on your body after having a baby. Everyone has a comment about your body while you're pregnant and maybe even before. And so it just feels more poignant, I guess. There's just this like, oh, if you lose the weight easily or quickly, people have comments. If you don't, people have comments. And just thinking about a family member who praised me for losing weight and then quickly says, but you still have a lot to go. Like, thanks. I don't know why you think it's okay to say this, but sure. Okay. Thanks, I guess. Anyway, so in the last year, I have lost about 20 to 25 pounds. I have just really been focused on listening to my body and giving it good nutrients. And I really didn't start working out until after baby Gage went to daycare. And even then, it hasn't been as consistent as I would like, but I have still been able to lose weight because, again, I've been working on nourishing my body, less about like, oh, I have to be at the gym for an hour or two or working out, right? Like being really, really intense with that. And then that has also allowed my body not to be in a state of stress. So, yeah. And my goal is to be back at like pre baby weight. I am weighing less than I was before I got pregnant with baby Gage. And that's just because I was already overweight. I had Gavin in 2019 and I was able to lose some of that weight, but I didn't lose it all. And so whenever I was pregnant with baby Gage, I was probably about 155. And as of this recording, I'm actually 15 pounds less than that. So technically, I am less weight than I was before having baby Gage. And I am hoping to lose about another 10 to 15 pounds, which sounds exciting. Also, I will say I am 5'1", so for me to weigh about 120 to 130 is my ideal weight for my height. So I'm feeling good that I am so close and I just really been integrating it into my lifestyle without it becoming like my obsession, as at times can happen. So yes, all of these things have shaped me and my coaching and how I show up for you all and how I show up in general in my own life. And also I want to share a couple of different things. I am working with a new manifestation coach who I absolutely love. Her name is Taylor Eaton. She has a bunch of YouTube videos. I'll probably link it in the show notes. And I've really just been learning a lot and creating expansion with myself through all of her different teachings. I also want to share that I had signed up with a different coach back in July. So Taylor Eaton, I came across her probably May 2024. And then my other coach, I had also came across her. I hadn't really known either of them. And I did feel cool to work with both of them. And then in July, I decided to go with the other coach. And it did feel good and it felt alignment. And I do feel like her teachings were very helpful at the time. And then as I got back into looking at Taylor Eaton's coaching and her services and her YouTube videos, I just felt more drawn to her. And so then I signed up for a small membership that she has, her Wealth Vibe membership, which is about $25 a month. And so I decided to do the annual membership with her. And ever since signing up for that, and then it's called the Wealth Revolution, which is another one that she has. After making that shift, the energy and alignment around the other coach, like it just didn't feel an alignment. Like I still kind of liked what she was saying, but it just didn't feel an alignment anymore. And there was a part of me that still wanted to continue to learn and absorb the information she was saying, kind of from like a place of scarcity because I paid for that coaching and I still have like 2 more payments to go. And it felt like, well, if I'm paying for it, then I need to be taking advantage of what I paid for. But I think that was just more of a lesson of like sometimes things are not in alignment and that's okay. You don't want to force yourself to do anything. Everything should just feel good and in flow. And sometimes we make investments that serve us in the moment, but maybe not long term. And so maybe that would be something I can navigate and then share with you all how to avoid, maybe not avoid, but be in better alignment where you're not feeling pressured to, oh, I'm going to do this. This is it. This is the one. And then short term, it helps. But then long term, it just is not in alignment. And there's just a lot of energetic shifts, I think, that happen within me that makes me not really be in alignment with that coach. Not that there's anything wrong with what the coach is sharing, but perhaps what has happened is going beyond that. Like everybody has different levels of consciousness and expansion and growth that we need to have. And sometimes what used to be in alignment with us isn't anymore because either we're moving in a different direction or we've learned that lesson, or there's different lessons we need to learn. And so I don't know if this happens with you all, but I've had this happen with a different manifestation coach, actually one of the first ones that I've signed up with and had coaching from. I would yo-yo between like her different energy. And so I was really, really into her and following her. This is Manifestation Babe, for those of you that may know who she is. And then there was a time where her energy shifted for me and I was not in alignment with it. And so I unfollowed her. And then fast forward like months or a year later, I was in alignment again with that energy. So it doesn't mean that I won't go back to that other coach or that coach's information is not good. It just wasn't serving me anymore. And I really just want to share that message with y'all, right? If something's not in, like, it doesn't really feel right or in alignment with you, allow it to not. And that's okay. It doesn't mean they're bad or you're bad or that you're doing anything wrong. It just means you're in a different frequency and you're meant to be moving in a different direction. Now, I just want to share if you have not created your vision board, if you have not set your intentions for 2025, that is okay. Do not worry about it. Do not stress about it. I have created my goals for 2025 for the different areas. I've put it in my bullet journal. If you're not familiar with bullet journaling, I will link all YouTube videos that I have that explains them, but I am back to bullet journaling and I was doing it before. I just was doing a digital version, but I'm back to paper and I'm truly enjoying it. I also want to share that I have not made my vision board for 2025 yet. This comes from the person who has had a vision board webinar almost every year since 2020. And this is the first year that I have not had that. Just didn't feel in alignment. So the astrological new year is going to start in March. And so maybe when I do it, I will say that this year I am thinking of making a bingo card instead. I saw that on someone else's bullet journal and I actually like the idea because then it makes your manifestation board or your vision board, I should say, more interactive. And so that actually leads me to the next thing I want to share. If you're not on my email list, you need to get on it. Like today, go click the link in the show notes and sign up for the newsletter so that you can know when I am having my next manifestation power hour. And what is that? That is free group coaching. It has been something I have been wanting to do for a very long time, and I've kind of done via Facebook group and then just didn't keep up with it, but I want to do it again. And so far this quarter, I've been doing it twice a month. And this next one that I want to have, depending on when this episode is released, I may or may not have already had it, but it will be focusing on creating your vision board as a bingo card. Now, if this episode comes on after I've had the group coaching call, I will make sure to link it in the show notes so you can be guided in creating that for yourself. So I will see. I'm like teeter-tottering on not wanting to commit on things. I will see if I will continue manifestation power hours for quarter two. It really just depends on how much time and energy I have to show up for that. I may drop it down to once a month, but I definitely want to keep it going because I enjoy interacting with my community and providing coaching for anyone that is interested and is not quite ready for one-to-one coaching or is not in a financial place to do that. I still want to offer that for you all. So it's a time for you to come and get the support you need on your spiritual manifestation journey. So I have so much to share. Feel like I need a part two for this episode. Maybe not. We'll see. I've been working with wonderful women of color around manifestation routines and breaking generational cycles. And it's just been so beautiful to be part of that journey for my clients, whether it is my clients that I see one-to-one or the participants that are coming for my power hours. It's just been amazing. And I'm so grateful to be part of their journeys. So I also want to share that I am always evolving my own spiritual practices and growing and expanding. And this is why this season is really going to be about that, about expanding. And I want to share on everything I'm learning, moonology, astrology, trauma-informed work, and how that helps you in your expansion and different techniques that you can use. So if you're wondering what kind of vibe this season's going to have, it is going to be about expansion and growth. So, expect episodes with affirmations, mindset shifts, manifestation tips, reflections, and anything that will help be a catalyst for you to have the growth and expansion that you are desiring. I will also be having guests in the podcast that I want them to share what spirituality means to them and any tools for manifestation that will help you in your journey. So I really want to invite you to engage with me on my DMs on Instagram, leave me a review, and share your biggest takeaways. So also, if you are interested in working one-on-one with me, I highly suggest booking a discovery call since my schedule is getting pretty booked up. I have 1 or 2 openings coming up in the next month or two. So if you are interested in coaching, I would suggest signing up for a discovery call and see if my one-to-one coaching is for you at this time. So that is it for today's episode. I can't wait for you all to just grow and expand with me and create safety. So the next episode will be an affirmations episode to help you on that journey. If there's anything else that you are desiring or wanting me to talk about, touch on, questions, like I said, send me a DM, send me an email. I am here to help you on your manifestation journey and helping you create a daily spiritual practice that aligns with your dream life. Have a great, wonderful day. Thank you for tuning in to the Manifesting Latina podcast. I hope today's episode has inspired you to expand your mindset, embrace your spiritual power, and manifest with confidence. Remember, growth happens when you allow yourself to receive. And if you love this episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a friend who's ready to expand too. Until next time, keep believing, keep thriving, and keep manifesting your best self.